It's our largest restock ever. So we've got everything in stock now. The Shopify analytics are already showing that like people were waiting for this. It's actually our second best seller. So the last when did we sell out? We had a small restock after March, and then we had a little bit come in, remember? And then we sold out right away.
Yep, literally.
So we've been starving for about maybe 2 months. It's really nice to have these back. Right now, match season is in full effect. And so when the people see these at the matches, they want to buy the small rolls. And we don't have the small rolls until now, and so now they're going to be able to buy the ones they want. And so we can see the actual effects of the sponsorships. So that's awesome. And Bryce is going to be very busy today.
Yeah.
This is kind of a big deal for me. Just thought I would record my very first purchase on the Amex Platinum for Cloak and Dagger. I just wanted to be able to look back on stuff that used to scare me and then look at where I am now and be like, dang, dude, you made it. Even if we haven't yet. We're paying the deposit for custom herringbone, custom color for the new canvas bags that will be dropping, pre-order dropping in November for Black Friday, Cyber Monday week. Very first purchase on the Amex just went through. I don't know why it feels different. 10:40 p.m. Everyone wants to be an entrepreneur until it's time to do entrepreneur things.
I want to put their cart that they've checked out with all right there. I want them to see the entire thing.
For anyone that's using emails as part of your marketing or your sales funnel, we use Klaviyo. This is what it looks like. Very powerful tool if you know how to use it. I was using this for 2 years. In the first year, I was essentially not using it and paying a pretty high monthly subscription. The pastry gun itself, it's supposed to have an automatic sensor on it. Texas Roadhouse always hits. The vibes were immaculate. I had a couple of calls. Number one was with a guy in California. He works in the medical consulting world, and we were just trying to figure out procurement for some trauma equipment, medical equipment for my church's safety team. The other call we just had is actually the owner of Modern Material. He was letting me know how the pasters are working. If you guys don't know, we sell the best pasters on the market. This is actually our product right here. What's different about these are actually to cover the bullet holes on a USPSA or cardboard target, whatever you use. And it has a black backing on it, and that's just to make sure that the light doesn't shine through the bullet hole and you don't see a bunch of glowing holes all over your target and you're like, did I tape that or not? Today we are working on some more email stuff as well as getting our strategy squared away for the holidays. If you guys don't know, Cloak and Dagger is launching, two products. One's like a relaunch and the other one's brand new. The one I can tell you about really is the hats. We're launching 3 hats, and all of those will be available during Black Friday week, and they're going to be a ton of different colors, all super awesome looking. If you want to know more about that, make sure you sign up below for the newsletter at cloakandagger.solutions. Apart from that, we're going to be working on finalizing some fabric. I actually placed the deposit for the production order for some interior fabric. That's what this is from the last vlog. That's underway now. We have a ton of material being produced, several thousands of meters, which is kind of scary. 4:30 right now, but the rest of today we're going to work on making sure that all the sponsorships for this year are squared away. Bryce is making sure that we're going through our spreadsheet and making sure that we have all our commitments for the rest of the year being tended to, and that everyone's getting their stuff on time, and then we're making sure Cloak and Dagger products are at every USPSA major match in the country this year. And shout us out if you guys are actually at the matches where you are. Tag us on social media at cloakandagger.solutions, or you can tag me personally at tacticaltones_actual on Instagram. So what I'm working on right now is actually not pressing my trigger and putting all my bandwidth on my eyes right now. I've been noticing my eyes have been very not consistent with staying target focused. And what that means is my eyes are actually looking at my sights, which I don't want to do. I want to be connected to the target. not my gun. That's what's important. My connection to the gun is really done with my hands and my structure. My connection to the target after my index connection to the gun is on point is the most important thing. Otherwise, I'm just staring at my hands. By taking away the trigger press, I'm just making sure there's 100% accountability on if there is the spot that I want to hit painted with red, I'm considering that as good. I would have done a trigger press if this is like actually on the range, but instead I'm saying, hey, that one's checked off, and I'm moving to my next target and rinsing and repeating and just trying to maintain that same discipline with every single transition, because normally the transition is where that technique starts to fall apart. You start to loosen up your grip, your eyes start to fluctuate, and that's how you build speed while maintaining accuracy. Actually, kind of a bittersweet day. Today is the last day that my daughter is 1 year old. Got me thinking a little bit about our purpose. Our lives really aren't meant just to think about ourselves, sustain ourselves, to know ourselves for the sake of ourselves. The joy of bringing somebody else up, whether that is like literally raising them or encouraging somebody, mentoring somebody, is so much more satisfying, and it's bittersweet because while you are bringing this person up and they are improving, and that's your entire goal, at least it is for us right now, our entire goal is to prepare her for life. They're simultaneously like being more like self-sufficient and not needing you anymore, and that's a wild thing. We're gonna celebrate today and we're gonna make it count. The outfit of the day, we've got a white linen shirt. We're matching with the rest of the fam, like khaki Costco pants, organic cotton panties on, Hunter Constantine carry belt. Use Cloak 5 at checkout. Our regular EDC stuff, so we got a tourniquet, pocket knife, flashlight, wallet, obviously, and phone. Pistol, a Zev OZ9 17 length. Of course, in a TXC Covert Go. Boom, you're dead. Look how long they got. Where are you going? Look up. First course, we've got chips and some special sauce, and onion dip. Onion dip, and these are cooked in fat. Really good. It's like almost as good as a Ruffles.
Wow.
Got brisket underneath there, and we got 2 eggs, a cheese enchilada.
The brisket hash.
I'm gonna spill this. It is a hot one today. Thankfully, was able to slip away for about an hour. Got a haircut, so I'm not ugly for family photos tomorrow. I'll have to think about this weekend with my daughter turning 2. Also, it's not just her turning 2, but it's also about like the journey of being parents for the 2nd year in a row. I think the main thing I'm kind of thinking about is how time works in the relationship that we have with not only each other, but with God and ourselves. That can only be revealed through the passing of time. I also been thinking about shooting a little bit differently. Sometimes, I go on YouTube and doom scroll a little bit, and one of the things that inevitably pops up on my feed is a new gun review, a new gear review, talking about the latest and greatest. You literally don't need any of that, and that's not me like trying to judge. As someone who fell victim to that kind of thinking for many, many, many years, wasted thousands of dollars. It is not the rabbit hole you want to or need to go down. Instead, training and getting really specific about what is good for you, skill-wise, is probably the medicine that you need. I'm going to be focusing on mostly the moment that the gun is out and at full presentation. I want to be pressing that round off right away and getting a good sight picture. So this one's going to be more about index. Devoting maybe, 2 to 4 mags on that, and then the rest of the session I'm going to be working on transitions. And I'm going to be taking away the movement part out. Although most of my practical application will be in a stage environment where there will be movement, there's going to be multiple targets and multiple positions. I really want to isolate the actual marksmanship part. That was like one thing I was noticing the other day. That's something I was kind of struggling with, was my sights landing exactly where I wanted them to. And so today we're going to take away any distraction and work on just having my sights rip off the old target and land on the new target as soon as possible. And today we've only got that. What's crazy is I said that I was going to start off with maybe 2 to 4 mags of just the draw. I don't think we even have that. Like, I wouldn't have chosen to do it like this, but at the same time, I'm glad I don't have as much ammo as I want. Maybe that's the whole lesson, is how often do we think we have more than we need? And so we blow our resources, blow our time. Tomorrow is not promised. There's nothing written that says like you're gonna make it all the way to your 80s like my grandparents are. Don't worry about other people. Don't worry about what gear that they got. Don't worry about how much time they got. Just worry about the time you have right now in front of you, the decision that you can make right now. All right, as always, we're running concealed. You've got the TXC Covert Go, Zev OZ9. Actually, I'm gonna dry fire in between, and I'm gonna do only one on each target. I'm gonna beep, break the shot, land on that spot. Beep, break the shot, land on the next. As I wait for that beep, my eyes are fluctuating from the dot to that target instead of remaining on that target. I'll show you what I'm seeing. I've got one target at about 15 and the other right about 6 maybe. And so right now I'm just starting off on the far target, going to the near target. They're about 5 yards apart. Looks like we got 2 in the same hole over there, 2 alphas over there, one a little bit high left. It needs to be instant. One of them, I shot them before. These guys are all good. That last rep, those were all clean over there. Those are all pretty much dead center. I think I pulled one a little bit high right. There we go. I want to go see that last shot over there. These guys are all dialed in. Beautiful. 4 alphas. Okay, here we go. This is all happening on my shot exiting. So at further distances, that trigger break timing is even more critical. No. Okay, those felt like 4 alphas over there for sure, but I was kind of gaming that. Not good at all. I was just kind of flustered that I messed up that drill, and so I just kind of accepted spots. They're all alphas on that run though. One of those, the first one landing on that target, super bad. My eyes definitely looked at that dot, completely lost connection to the target, and I had to reacquire that target and then actually aim. It's just a draw. I'm gonna fire 1 round at the body. Alpha 9-2. Charlie, just to the right. Dead center alpha, but took my time. My draw has actually gotten slower the better my grip has gotten, because it takes me more time to get that very specific grip. That was a good grip, 103. I've been putting a lot less emphasis on the draw to first shot ever since I've done more competition style stuff. Just because in a competition you have a little bit more time to kind of earn your time. like more targets, more positions, I put a little bit less emphasis on the draw itself for the better grip, for the longer duration of that grip, because now I'm going to have better points throughout that string of fire. But I would argue sometimes in self-defense, maybe it's much, much shorter. So the draw first shot is still very, very important. Nothing I'm shooting right now is like egregiously bad, but I do notice that it's not as good as when I used to only practice the draw to first shot. We're still talking 103, 0.92, high 8s, but I really need to get my index better, because if I can keep that good grip and cut down, a couple tenths, that's dangerous. Dead center, 106. Dead center, 99. All right, a 102. A 109. A zone, 112. 127. I think my right hand is really crushing the gun, and that's kind of driving the gun in my hands too. Let's let loose. There we go. Dead center. A 9.7. Let me just keep testing that out a little bit. Dead center. Letting one hand steer. 9.3. Feels kind of weird, but it's working so far. Dead center. A 90. Dead center. An 8.9. Okay, I think that might be the thing. Both hands. Too many chefs in the kitchen. A 90 again. Very consistent. Here's what was going on, kind of like right here. Everything was really close before. These are with the turns, the 180 turns. All of that was just now. There might be something to do with that one hand kind of steering the gun. That's a note I'm gonna make mentally. In my dry fire, when I practice my draws, I'm gonna continue to make that a habit. Last mag. That was like this. Got my alphas, but just because my alpha was there, doesn't mean I did the technique correctly. Charlie overdrove. 3.5 mags for an entire range day. If I can do it, you can do it. Even if you've only got an hour, even if it's just for the baby's nap time, like, why aren't you training? 100 degrees here. I don't want to do this a lot of the times. And if nobody saw me out here, it wouldn't really matter. Look at what happened in Idaho. That's not impossible to happen near you. At some point, all your excuses to not train, not go out and get ammo and have the supplies so you can go get proficient with your gear, all of that will catch up one day, and you're not gonna have the time to prepare that you thought you did. Whatever time you do have, just go out. Thanks for attending my TED Talk. Let's get home. So I'm probably about to say a bunch of stuff I have like no idea how to connect. If you guys are new here, my name is Ken. I own a company called Cloak and Dagger. We make the best training accessories on the market for competitive shooters. But more than that, that's not what this channel is about at all. That's just what I do. That's not who I am. The main things that are most important to me are spreading the gospel and allowing that to lead my family and my relationships, and ultimately how my business will thrive as fruit from that effort. What I really wanted to use these vlogs for is really to document personal growth, family growth, business growth, yes, but not in a tone that is like prioritizing, I don't know, like a fixation on forcing things to happen. There's just too many things I'm not willing to compromise on, no matter like how much money, how much success is promised. The amount of time is kind of what is the first thing that really pops up into my mind, and what I've been really thinking about this past weekend. My daughter just turned 2. If you guys are parents, you probably understand what I'm feeling right now, but you can take that child as pretty much anything. It could be whatever you're working really hard at. It could be your business. It could be your faith. It could be you. But that time, that currency of time, on one hand, it's like a race. It's a race against time is kind of what it feels like, because you're consuming time, whether or not you know it. You're just using it. Whether you're using it wisely or you're kind of wasting it away, all in an effort to rebuy time or freedom. You're going to have to commit to something for 5, 10, 20, maybe 30 years, all in an effort to free yourself from a life of sacrifice, compromise. That was at least what I told myself like in my early 20s. Make a bunch of money as fast as possible, ride up the corporate ladder, get your raises, get your bonuses, plan for your exit strategy, because at some point you can become financially free, retire early. Maybe you'll be in your 50s or your 40s and you are set. And I thought that sounded really wise at the time. Yeah, you're going to have to give up some time now. You're going to have to do some stuff you don't want to do. And that is true. And this is where I think it's fundamentally flawed. Tomorrow is not promised. There is no tomorrow. Heck, there isn't even today. All there is right now. James 4:13-14. Go to now, ye that say, today or tomorrow we will go into such a city and continue there a year, and buy and sell and get gain. Whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow, for what is your life? It is even a vapor that appeareth for a little time, and then vanisheth away. James is literally saying our life is so fragile, so short compared to eternity, that it is like a vapor. It's simultaneously disappearing as it is like forming. And a bunch of things this past weekend kind of really demonstrated that concept. Number one being the realization that my daughter's already 2, and I don't know when her worldview is exactly set. I think there are some studies that say by the time she's like 3 or 4. So it's essentially set. If I'm not there present as a father to impart wisdom to her, so that by the time she's 3 or 4, she's pretty much just validating what she already thinks and what she thinks she knows, like, I'm not helping her. I'm sustaining her life maybe by like shelter and food and protecting her, but there's more to life than just bread alone. I'm responsible for her outlook on life, who she ends up marrying, what she ends up doing, her sense of morality, and I can't do that if I'm using all my time towards my business or whatever for me. Like whatever time I thought I had to come back to, I'll take care of this first and then I'll do this. There are seasons definitely for sure for that. And I recognize that, but the family part, your children part, your wife part, that is the second most important thing. The first being your relationship with God. Tomorrow is not promised. You don't even know if you're going to make it out of the driveway on your way to work. You don't know if like you're going to be able to swallow that morsel of food that you're eating on your lunch break and it doesn't clog your windpipe. Make sure you're good with God, and then from there, make sure you're good with your family. The second thing that happened this weekend that was kind of interesting was like on Saturday when I went to the range and I thought I had way more ammo than I did. And I ended up with 3.5 mags. What if that's how we are with time? What if that's how we are with opportunities that come? What if that's what we say and how we treat obedience? The number one assumption that I have to stop making is that there will be another time. Now, that doesn't mean don't have patience. That doesn't mean there isn't a better time than right now necessarily. Don't treat life like you have an unlimited supply of it. Up here, I know I don't. I know that at some point I'm going to die, you're going to die. But sometimes our decisions and our attitude reflect the opposite of that. Like, it's as if we don't even understand that there isn't going to be a next time. Like C.S. Lewis has this quote from the Screwtape Letters that says something like, "Don't let Christians live in the present or know how to live in the present, because that's kind of like heaven. Where the present is where the past meets eternity." Like, the present is simply the intersection of the future and simultaneously becoming the past, and I'm just like, boom. But there's no guarantee that you have tomorrow for what is your life. Like, how often do we think our bank account of time is way greater than it is, and we're not facing the reality of opening up our app and actually seeing our balance? And so this weekend got me really thinking. Stuff compounding from last week where it's like obedience. But it's obedience right now. Something that my wife and I say to our daughter every time she does something wrong, and when she's, it's just something cute for her to repeat, is we say, listen right away, all the way, and with a happy heart. And with how my daughter is growing now and just accelerating, I notice how often she's copying me, and it's a little bit convicting because if I don't do things right, like I even scolded her for the way she was sitting in her chair, and I looked at myself and it was the exact same way. So often I'm learning that the lessons I'm imparting to her as a parent to my child is kind of what God is trying to teach me. We don't have that much time, so we need to listen right away, all the way, and with a happy heart. And I think that's maybe a reminder that can help some of y'all. Whatever it is that you're thinking about doing sometime in the future, think about it, pray about it, and then just freaking do it. Like, exercise wisdom, exercise opportunity, be critical in thinking, be wise, but don't wait. You don't have forever. So I hope this video helped you guys out. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more videos coming. We have a big vacation coming up in a couple of days. But this is for you guys who are fathers, parents, business owners, shooters out there. We've got more coming. If you guys are looking for training or accessories to keep you guys sharp on the range, check out my website, cloakandagger.solutions. We've got really high quality apparel and t-shirts and hoodies. We've got a big launch for a new product coming Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend. And then, of course, check out our claim to fame, the patent pending blackout pacers. Those are the best pacers in the market. But other than that, God bless you guys. Have a great one. I'll see you next time. Peace.